Teddy Roosevelt said one time that it's better to try and win glorious triumphs and victories, even though you're checkered by failure and fate, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy victory or defeat because they've lived in such a great twilight that they've never tried either one. So rather than be a painter of the Brooklyn Bridge or work in the Lincoln Tunnel in New York City and suck all that carbon dioxide in every day and live in those ghettos, I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
I told you I'm just too good.
I go to Indianapolis every year to see the Indy 500. I go there with friends to drive and race. Every year when they go there to qualify, they usually have to go as fast as they possibly can to get a front row position. They put nitro in their cars sometimes instead of the fuel that's intended to be in the cars, so that their cars will go faster. And they do, for 5 or 10 laps. And then they blow all to hell. And you people, you kids, if you put nitro in your bodies, in the form of narcotics, so that you can do better, or so that maybe you think you can do better, you will for about 5 or 10 years, and then you'll blow all the hell.
In the state of Idaho, and I didn't lose anything in the bottom of the Snake River Canyon. And when I landed in the rocks, I knew it was all over, and I knew I was safe. I wanted to make it across, but I really didn't give a damn. I was alive, and I tried it. I was upset because I had a malfunction on the machine after waiting for 7 or 8 years and then having something go wrong, and not being able to be successful. When I had a chance to think about it after it was all over, I would have rather made it across, but maybe those who saw it will now say, well, it wasn't so easy, and if they want to try it, well, let them go try. I'll stand there and root for them.
Evel definitely tried to get out, but he couldn't. And it appeared that he hit the side of the canyon. He did not go into the river. It looked like the nose did hit on the side.
About things that other people want to try, stunts that seem ridiculous so they could lose their lives at, I wonder what the hell was the matter with me, or if there really was anything, and I had such a desire and a quest to be the best at this daredevil jumping in the world that I picked the toughest obstacle. Now that I'm a little older, I wouldn't want to do that. I look towards safety. But I think that every man in his life, if he'll really admit it, goes through a period in life to where he'll really just about do anything. And that's a time period, I think, where you go through from being a boy to becoming a man. Well, in my case, the Skyside was a $2 million toy that went in the bottom of the river.
What were the safety factors involved then?
There wasn't any. I was tied in it. I actually had a harness on, but with a stomach chute system pack, but there was no way. I would have drowned it if I'd have gone in the river. There's just no hope, and I really thought I was going in. It was a very sad feeling. I had a feeling of complete loss, complete anguish, complete defeat going down into that canyon. Because in my wildest dreams, I never thought that I would ever be lucky enough to smash into the rocks on the other side and not go into the water.
You're looking at the skid marks on Evel Knievel's landing ramp, where earlier today Evel Knievel almost wound up in disaster as he attempted to practice a jump over 7 buses. And for me, it also brought back a frightening memory.
A year ago last spring, May of '75 to be exact, I was sitting right in this very van in Wembley Stadium in London, England. 80,000 people were there, and about an hour before that jump over 13 double-deck buses, Evel, you looked out the window and looked at that crowd, and you turned to me and you said, "Frank, I can't make it." Now, what in the world would ever lead you to get out of this van, go out there, knowing pretty much in your own mind that you couldn't do it?
Well, I'd said that I would do it, and there were 80,000 people there. There was nothing that I could do but keep my word. I really didn't think that I could do it, but I thought that I was a good enough rider to where if I landed flat, even with all that speed, I could hang on, and I tried my best to hang on to the motorcycle. I tried my best never to let go of the handlebars till I got to the bottom. I even remember going over the handlebars and my back hitting the front tire. I was trying to hang on to it that hard, but some things you just cannot hang on to. Out, but I knew in front of the people I couldn't do it, so I had to go ahead and make the jump. The jump that I'll make here today is about the same thing. The ski jump ramp is not going to be as long, and it's much steeper than it was in Wembley.
take a look at that Wembley jump. It was one of the most frightening days I've ever spent.
That's something sometimes I don't like to look at.
About 90 miles an hour when he leaves the ramp. He estimates he'll cover 140 feet, 10 feet either direction, and it could be all over.
Ladies and gentlemen of this wonderful country, I've got to tell you that you are the last people in the world who will ever see me jump, because I will never, ever, ever jump again. I am through.
Broken hand, compression fracture of the vertebrae. You re-injured your hip, you re-injured your pelvis. You really paid the price for going ahead with the jump that you were questioning at the very beginning.
this business, being a daredevil, that's the price you have to pay for success. It's
Was
no
it you or
different
the-
than being
was
a
it you or-
football player. If you fall off or somebody hits you too hard, you get hurt. That's it.
A little different results, though. Was it you or the machine?
It was the machine. The gearing wasn't right. And going in after the England-Scotland soccer game and having to set up in Wembley Stadium as fast as we did, I couldn't get the right gearing over on a jet airplane from Harley Davidson, so there was nothing that I could do. They tried to get it as fast as they could, and there was just no way. So I had to go.
I couldn't believe you'd, first of all, walk back up that ramp in the condition you were in. And of course, the retirement thing was premature. How far is it going to go? Is there a limit? I mean, how far are you going to stretch it?
I think I'll jump till I'm 40. I just turned 38, so it gives me a couple more years. When you hit the pavement at 100 miles an hour, it really smarts, and it gets tougher as you get older in life to get up and keep going. No matter what your mental attitude is, your mental attitude deteriorates with pain and long healing process.
Successfully and safely, Evel, you've received a lot of criticism over the past years about your influence. You're an idol to youngsters the world over, and when youngsters have an idol, they tend to emulate. That, of course, is a criticism I know you're well aware of.
That was then, but this is now. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the greatest showman in the world, Evel Knievel.
I use the best equipment in the world in these Harley Davidson motorcycles. I have the best mechanics in the world help me. My men set up these ramps and sometimes work 24 hours a day doing it. You should never in your lifetime, unless you are a real professional, unless you are being paid a fortune, you should never, ever, ever risk your life needlessly, because you have a long life to live. I've been hurt many times. I've spent nearly 3 years in hospitals. It hasn't been easy, and this business gets tougher every day. I'm not telling you to jump. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just advising you that whatever you do in life, use caution, use your head, and remember that you only live once. So live it right. Thank you.
Motorcycle. I was just about to black out, just tried hanging onto the handlebars, and coming back when I landed, it knocked my feet right off of the thing. My back, I knew I'd broken my back. I just knew it.
You stayed with it though. You came back to the hotel here, and it was some 6 or 7 hours later before you finally succumbed and said, "I'd better see a doc." Is that because of the fact that you have been injured so many times and you can react to those pains and generally know what the problem is and think that you'll overcome it without that attention?
Well, if I break in the back area, like I've broken my back 2 or 3 times, I knew I hadn't caught the spinal cord because there was no paralysis setting in. But what happens is sometimes you can be injured internally and not know it unless blood tests are running. It became so painful later on.
motorcycle nosedived, and it really wasn't supposed to do that. My power was off. But coming down a ski jump ramp, sometimes it's hard to control your speed, and it's hard to really judge the thing like it should be judged. You saw what happened here tonight. You saw the motorcycle nosedive. I really didn't do it right. The power curve was wrong. And even me, after jumping for 12 years, I even make mistakes still now. So remember what I told you. If you're going to jump, you're going to race, you're going to have fun in life, make sure that you take every safety precaution you can, just like I do. You've been a wonderful crowd. Thank you.